So far. What's up, y'all? Welcome. I want to shoot this video real quick. That's my tea. That's my water. This tea is really a wrap. Tea is medicine. I drink my tea from my medicine. I try to drink from the empty stomach, but tea is medicine. Don't you forget that. I want to talk about how it sucks to be a spiritually magnetic person, and maybe I just need to get on board and accept it for what it is. Alright? Now, we know what the word magnet is. We know what magnetism is. It means that you draw or attract, okay? Now, when you're a spiritually magnetic person, but you're a person that doesn't require a lot of attention, or you're secure within yourself, it sucks when you go out into the real world and deal with people, okay? You don't understand this concept. Now, I'm good where I'm at right now because I'm in a house, but I'm just by me. I'm just by myself and I'm in the house right now. But as a spiritually magnetic person, when you're out there in the world, you draw all sorts of situations and all sorts of people of all kinds. I'm telling you, all kinds. Rich, poor, sane, insane, attractive, unattractive, tall, short, fat, skinny. Like all sorts of people are drawn to you. You could be in a conversation or you could be in a conflict with anybody at any time. You just draw all sorts of situations. Now, as a person, everybody needs attention, right? Everybody needs to socialize. But me, I don't need a lot. Because we live in this generation that gets attention all sorts of screwed up. You know, people who are not overly insecure, they don't need a lot of attention or everybody's attention. They need attention or want attention from certain individuals. That's how I am. I don't need everybody's attention. If I want attention from somebody, I will go and get it by speaking to them. But we live in this generation where everybody needs everybody's attention. They need everybody's attention, okay? Now, being spiritually magnetic, it sucks because people often violate your personal space. Like, people just play you way too close. Like, people don't respect your boundaries when you're a spiritually magnetic person. You be at the store standing in line, and then people will stand unnecessarily close to you. You can look throughout the line and realize that somebody is standing much more close to you than they are to anybody else. And if you're standing in a line within the aisle and then people have to walk past you, you notice that other people will walk behind other people. But then when you're standing in line, people want to walk right in front of you. When you're walking down the sidewalk, like some people, they'll give people plenty of space when they pass them. But when they walk past you, it's like this much space between your shoulder and their shoulder. The stuff is crazy. When you're on, because I take the bus. When you're on the bus, right? Okay, when you're on the bus, you'll find that people will sit next to you. There'll be multiple seats on the bus. People will sit next to you, right in front of you, right to the side of you, or right in back of you. There's multiple seats open on the bus. But when you don't require a lot of attention and you're a spiritual magnetic person, this stuff gets annoying because some people take it personally and sometimes it is personal. But most of the time, when you don't need a lot of attention as a person, you're just trying to make it through your day doing whatever it is that you do. And when people try to get your attention without being an adult about it, then it's a distraction. And it's kind of disrespectful too. So what I mean by not being an adult, people will come around you and float around you and be near you without speaking to you. They want you to look at them and talk to them, but they don't look at you and speak to you. Maybe it's because folks are socially awkward. I heard that's a thing. You know what I'm saying? I heard that's a thing. I'm not saying it's not a thing. I just think I don't care for it, okay? Now, an adult use their words. Kids use other means of getting your attention, like making loud noises, maybe being around you and talking loud, maybe just being close to you, way too close to you, to the point that you have to step back and look at the person like, what's wrong with you? Instead of using their words, all right? Now, I think some people do this based off of how you look, because if you're attractive like I am, right? People think that, I don't know what people think, but I know that folks rather talk to somebody who's attractive than somebody who's not attractive. All right, and if you in decent shape, well, I'm fat right now, but you could tell I'm not super sloppy, wiggly, wobbly, all in your face type of fat. You know what I'm saying? I do something. I'm just fat right now. So when you look like you're in somewhat decent shape and you're attractive in the face, that draws people too. But I'm not really trying to talk too much about the physical attraction, right? I'm trying to talk to you about the spiritual attraction, the spiritual magnetism. And then some people, they just feel drawn to you. And I don't think they realize it. I think some people don't realize how close they really be to you. I don't think some people realize that they're actually trying to get some attention from you or trying to give you attention. And then some people play the attention game, but it doesn't equate. Some people think that if they give you attention, that gives them the right to waste your time talking about something crazy, stupid, or silly that they know they couldn't talk to somebody else about. But when you're a spiritual magnetic person, you draw all sorts of people and situations. And some people feel like they could give you attention, right? Then that permits them to ask you for something like money or cigarettes or information that you like, abstract information. Like somebody asks, like, "Hey, do you know if this Mexican place served this kind of food?" How am I supposed to know that? Like they ask, like, "Do you know if this Mexican place has this or has that?" Like how am I supposed to know that? But when you're a spiritual magnetic person, people feel more comfortable violating your boundaries than they would with somebody else. I don't know. It's weird. Now, another thing that people do when you're a spiritual magnetic person, that is, if you were to deny somebody your presence or your attention, they'd be more hurt that you did it than somebody else, because they were drawn to you by something more than physical attraction. So they didn't really think too much about the fact that you might let this person know, like, no, I don't want to talk to you, or I don't want you near me. Yeah, what happened to stranger danger? It's like when you become an adult, stranger danger don't mean that. You tell kids, stranger danger, stranger danger. Then you get older, then there's no more stranger danger. When the reality is that every single day somebody's a victim of somebody else. Somebody really gets messed up. People get killed. All sorts of evil happen to grown people every single day. But then you get older and all of a sudden there's no more stranger danger. And when people play you too closely, or when people are drawn to you whether they recognize it or not, and you're conscious, when you're a conscious person, the first thing that pops into my mind is that this is a stranger. I don't know this person from a conversation, and what's this person doing around me? And then there's three other things that I deny people my attention. I don't like and this is why being spiritually magnetic sucks, because you draw all sorts of people. And then on a physical level, let's talk about the physical parts. Some of the people that be playing me too close, or some of the people who be desiring my attention, or, you know what I'm saying? They be fat, and they be ugly, and some of them be dirty. Like, shoot, I never said I wasn't a shallow person. I just don't try to live too. I try not to live too much as a shallow person or a petty person. I'm both. I'm shallow and I'm petty. But I remember back when I lived in Minnesota, me having these problems though. I got to Vegas and I noticed that a lot of these Vegas people, man, they are fat. Especially actually, if you are in college, or if you live in a college town, you probably won't recognize it. But a lot of Americans these days, they don't take care of themselves. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go back to my same old people. In my opinion, they're not funny, they're not attractive, they're not smart, they're not unique, and they don't have important things to say. Okay? I try to show people decent respect for them being a human being, but some of these people, they be violating brothers' boundaries. So I be having these people, they be all up on me, just too close to me, and then because I don't like to get into it with everybody. So sometimes somebody's too close to me. As soon as they step too close, I step out. Like if somebody steps close to me like this way, I step that way. You get what I'm saying? They look at me like, "What's wrong with you?" I'm like, "What's wrong with you, stranger?" And then, like, "For real, what's wrong with you, stranger?" And then on top of that, you can look at him like, "Dang, this person's fat, like really fat. This person's ugly, or this person is dirty, or they smelly, and they want to be close to me and stuff like that." I'm like, "Yo, what the heck?" But then again, that's just part of being a spiritual magnetic person, because some people stand up on you, they be attractive, probably smell good, in good shape, got good clothes on. Yeah, you attract all sorts of people. And then people feel more, when you're a spiritually magnetic person, people feel more comfortable around you. to say anything. So you might hear a lot of people say crazy things to you or around you, because when you're a spiritually magnetic person, what draws people, the magnetism comes from your personal comfort. Now, when you're comfortable with who you are you comfortable in your own skin, that's what draws people. And that's what people call confidence, okay? Yeah, that's what people call confidence. It's just you being comfortable with you. So then, the more comfortable you seem, the more comfortable people are around you, and the more likely they are to say something crazy or just really stupid. But if they're around other people who they felt were more judgmental than you are, they wouldn't even know what to say. That's where the social awkward stuff comes in. Is that a lot of people, they be too busy trying to figure out what to say to appease somebody, because they know how judgmental people are, and they are judgmental themselves. But people view you as non-judgmental when you just pretty much lack concern. Yeah, like shoot, I'm a very judgmental person, but I just don't be caring too much most of the time. I just really don't care too much, you know. So I'm about to wrap this video up right now. I'm pretty sure that I'm missing some things, but I think that it's time to accept it for what it is, because more things in this life happen to you than you get to do. We spend most of our time in this life reacting to things, all right? So what I'm trying to say is that I don't like this, because I feel like I don't get to mind my business. When you're a spiritual magnetic person, you don't get days to yourself. Somebody, somehow, some way, every day, whether somebody speaks to you or not, somebody's requiring your attention. And some people take it personally. Sometimes it is personal, but most of the time you just want to mind your business and make it through your day. But when you're a spiritual magnetic person, people are gravitating towards you, whether you like it or not. And if you go outside, if you're an outside person, then you're gonna deal with more people than you want to, unless you like the attention. Now, me, I don't like it, because I just be trying to mind my business and be cool. I try to deal with people because I'm supposed to be a priest. Now, the duty of the priest is to serve God, okay? And it just so happens that a lot of things that God does, it involves other people. And as a priest, I have to look at the souls of other people. But personally, I just rather be left alone on a daily basis, you know? So I'm trying to get used to all the attention that I get in public. And the days that I really want to be left alone, but I still have to go out and do what I need to do, those are the days that I have 3 or 4 people trying to get my attention, or trying to talk to me about stuff. And some of it be serious. Some people be having heavy hearts, or they be spiritually, they have a spiritual burden, and they need somebody to talk to. Man, people be telling me their whole life stories, man. Yeah, I don't mind that part though. I like that part, because I like to help people. But I don't like when people get bored and then try to snatch my attention from whatever I'm focused on at the time. I don't like that. All right? But I think I need to get used to it, because what's another man's trash is another man's treasure. So there are people who really, there are people who suffer in their minds and in their spirits, because they don't know how to connect with people on a real level, or they don't have opportunities to, or they lack opportunities to, or they short themselves to opportunities to. Because some people, we live in the loneliest generation there is. All right? But some people, they're not helping their situation, because all they do is go to work and go home. Go to the same grocery store maybe twice a week, once a month, or they eat out a lot. A lot of people don't go outside, okay? But these are the same people. They want to know, how do I get people's attention? How do I talk to people? How do I make friends? How do I get a girlfriend? How do I get a boyfriend? How do I expand my business? And I get all this attention from all sorts of people, and I don't do nothing to get it except for just be myself. So to me, it's pretty much trash. But man, to the next person, that could be treasure. So the object and the goal, no, one of the object and the goals of life is to be content, to be satisfied with what you got, and to want nothing more or less. That only comes by accepting what you have for what it is. So I'm trying to work on that. because I'm about to go out here and then I know it's gonna happen. That's actually some of the times I be staying in the house and I don't do nothing because I don't feel like being bothered by people. Like really though, like sometimes I just stay in the house for 1, 2, 3 days. It's just irregular for me. I go outside every day almost, but a lot of times I stay in the house because I don't feel like being bothered by nobody. You know, I just don't want to do nothing. Or I wait till like overnight from the hours of like 10 p.m. to about 6 a.m. and I go for walks, or I go over here to this church parking lot, shoot around. Like I said, when I shoot my road videos and I be doing my roads, I told you I'd be out there 2, 3 in the morning. You know what I'm saying? Be a couple crackheads and homeless people out there, but they don't bother me for the most part. But if I went out there at 5 o'clock, 12 o'clock, you know what I'm saying, there'd be too many people, you know what I'm saying? I'd be doing my roads on the sidewalk, and then folks be staring at me like they never seen a person work out before. Oh, that's another thing. When you're a spiritual magnetic person, people are in awe. Like people, I'm like, shoot, I know I'm good looking, but I'm not all that. I'm telling you, the way people be looking at me, and it's people of all races. The way people look at me when I'm in public, they look at me like they've never seen a person before. I'm telling you, I just be minding my... And you see the way I dress. Brother ain't stunting on nobody. I can't stunt on nobody. Brother broke. I am broke. I cannot stunt on nobody if I try. But I'm telling you, man, when I be out in public, people be staring at me like they never seen a person before. I'm like, I know I'm good looking, but I'm not all that. You know what it is? It's that spiritual magnetism. For real. But you gotta learn to accept it for what it is, because it ain't gonna change. Like I said, it's spiritual. But on top of me being good looking, that's double jeopardy right there. So I figured once I get old and ugly, if I make it that long, brother could die any day. But once I get old and ugly, right, then maybe I get less attention. But when you're spiritual, when you comfortable within yourself spiritually or mentally, you will always be a magnet. People will always be drawn to you. All right. With that being said, spiritual magnetism, it sucks. Outro.